They were aliens and B-Barps all along. I knew it. Trump, they got Trump. Oh my goodness. So of course, that explains a lot. As the conversation continues about unidentified flying objects, unidentified aerial phenomenons, B-Barp aliens, interdimensional beings. What are they? As of course, we got more news surrounding 30i Atlas, as Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna came out and said the government is hiding something big. She just broke her silence after NASA allegedly gave her the images of this new comet, rock, alleged maybe potentially spaceship. As other people are coming out and saying, hey, there's a lot of government clearances here. There's a lot of secrecy here, as people are given briefings and told to shut up. And we talked about this extensively throughout the many years of a lot of people being sworn to not reveal what actually in this world is happening, as there's a lot of different theories out there. We have our own. We've gone deep down the rabbit hole. What are our theories? And we're going to do that again in this particular video. And if you appreciate these types of conversations where we are able to, of course, talk to you in a real way, subscribe, click the notification button. We greatly appreciate all the time that you spend with us, because sometimes truth is stranger than fiction when it comes to what a lot of people believe to be aliens that, quote, live amongst us or interdimensionally all around us right now. What in the world is going on here? As of course, people are talking about parallel universes, interdimensional kind of frequencies that we're not privy to. We'll get into all of it. But let's start off with 30i Atlas. As of course, we are getting news today that there are new images done by the Nordic Optical Telescope that were taken on November 11th. This, as 30i Atlas is going to be passing Earth in the next few coming days. This photo was taken by astronomer David Lewitt and Jane Liu that just dropped new images that some people report look nothing like a normal comet. They are reporting that it's still active, it's still glowing, and shooting a massive jet of dust towards the sun, something we almost never see from an interstellar object. Avi Lobo was saying how it potentially broke up and it was acting strange after coming out from the sun, as these new photos, allegedly, that you're seeing here in front of your screen, show weird dust fans, one facing the sun, the other stretching out into space like a ghostly tail. Some earlier images, and again, we got people saying that there was no tail, now there is a tail. Showed plasma or glowing gas, but in one of these, it was gone, hidden, or something else entirely. And here's the part everyone's talking about. A faint diagonal line across the image tagged Elon. Interesting. No one knows what it is, coincidentally. Artifact or something more. Whatever 30i Atlas is, it's not playing by the rules of any comment we have, quote, any line. People are saying a faint diagonal line tagged Elon. Time to fire your intern. And again, there's lots of fake news out there. So any types of information that I'm getting surrounding this stuff, I'm just taking with a grain of salt personally, right? I just read one post. Are they telling the truth? I don't even know anymore. You know why? Because there's so much just crazy stuff out there. As Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna is trying to make sense of this madness, she was just on national television and she declared something big is being hidden.
Florida Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna. It's been a busy day, Congresswoman. Good to see you. At this point,
nice to see you too.
Who are these people who are still blocking the truth from the public?
Well, to our knowledge, it is definitely members of the intelligence community, and then also, too, we were recently denied access out of the Department of War, stating that we didn't have access. and the proper, I guess, need to know authorities to look at some of the classified footage that is out there. As you saw in that clip that you just showed, there's actually some footage that was dead dropped to Eric Burleson, of which he then provided it to the task force. And so all I have to say is, look, in the interest of national security and national defense, obviously this is something that we should question and look to find answers for, but also it also signifies a massive problem when you have elements within our own government that are denying access to Congress.
Yeah, that's the weird part. It's like, okay, we pay the government, like my tax dollars, way too much. You take way too much. And it's like, we're paying for all of this. And it's like, yeah, we used your tax dollars to take all these images. It's ours. And it's like, give it to scientists. Give it to members of Congress. Can we at least know what the hell's going on here? No. Why? And again, this is why there's conspiracy theories. Because you have either greedy, incompetent, evil, fat cat bureaucrats named Becky or Karen at the government. They're like, nah, mine, bugger off. It's not yours. It's the American taxpayer. You should know who you work for. And that's option one. Press number one if you think one's true in the comment. Press number two if you think, whoa, they're like, oh man, we got some information. We have to keep it hidden from the American people because we're trying to weaponize and use this information for our own personal benefit. And I'm like, you butt munches. You awful, horrible beings. How dare you? And it's like, yeah, we're just evil. We're just trying to get as much power as we can. That's option number two. It's like, yeah, something's big here. And yeah, maybe because there is actually something weird here. Or we want to make it seem because it's part of another psyop and psychological operation against the American people to trick them and mess with them. So it's either evil or just like evil incompetence or evil sinister actions against you. Either one. I think that's the perfect way to explain government. I remember being with Tim Pool and I was like asking Ron Paul, I was like, do you think the government is incompetent? Do you think the government is evil? He was like, both. He was like, yes, both. With Tim Pool, it was a great moment. It was a great meme moment that I appreciate. But here it is. Here's the rest of the clip.
And this is not just a bipartisan effort. This is bicameral, meaning the House and the Senate are both supporting this. Both Democrats and Republicans. It's probably one of the few things that is bipartisan. And actually, this week, I think it's going to be on this upcoming week on the 17th. There's going to be a movie coming out called The Age of Disclosure, of which Secretary of State Marco Rubio is in there talking about this exact topic. And I think,
and he's talking about how UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, are literally flying over nuclear facilities, something he got from meeting with governors, like the governor of Louisiana and other governors that were reporting the same thing, as now those same reports are happening in Europe. And you can see the famous clip in the trailer of him being like, yeah, they're over our nuclear facilities. We don't know what they are. This is Rubio. So again, Rubio was given briefings. Vance was given briefings. Vance... Tulsi Gabbard was giving briefings. Anna Paulina Luna was giving limited briefings. This is my theory, right? J.D. Vance has talked about how he's obsessed with this. He needs to find out. He needs to get to the bottom of this. Tucker Carlson's son works for J.D. Vance. Tucker Carlson's coming out and saying they're demons. They're interdimensional beings. And they go back all the way back to biblical times and the Book of Enoch. And we saw Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna literally talk about that. That's my theory, and I think they're more right than anyone else. And that's my own personal opinion. Now, do I have smoking gun proof and evidence? No, but I think we're coming close, and I think we're going to be in the age of disclosure. I think we're living in a day and age where a lot of the stuff is finally coming out. The dam is breaking, and people are like, "Oh wow, there actually is a spiritual conscious war out there for angels and demons, and you becoming a good, godly, loving human being." As of course, there is power with a lot of people mentioning Jesus Christ and having a lot of interactions with creatures that are out of this dimension, where they kind of go away when you do, which is interesting. People have different philosophies on this. People have different types of belief systems on this. I remember particularly, I'm trying to pull up his name right now. Yeah, I remember, what was his name? Billy Carson. Billy Carson has his own interpretations of this that are in the same purview, but he believes not in Jesus Christ. And he has his own different kind of interpretations of this. And the conversations I had with him were fascinating about this particular topic. Anyway, before playing the rest of this clip, we just quickly and shortly wanted to remind you about WeAreChange.shop. One of our second best selling supplements is our fish oil made from small fish like sardines. I was just on Twitter and someone was like, I just completed a month-long sardine diet. And again, getting good sardines is kind of difficult. And again, if you're going to eat fish, eat small fish. Why does my camera do this? Or whatever. You're stuck with my big nose now. If you're going to eat fish, like I love fish, you know, I'm sometimes careful because like a lot of the fish out there in the market's filled with parasites, filled with like heavy metals and nonsense out there. Small fish are less filled with a lot of those things, especially heavy metals, especially toxins. So I'm like, all right, I got sardines. And I look at the sardines and I go, oh yeah, they're in a little, there we go. Now that worked. Wait, did I do this? Wait, I think I figured it out. All right. I figured out how my camera works. I'm such a boomer. Anyway. What we realized was that small fish are in those little, there we go. Small fish are lined in like these metal tin cans that have microplastics all in them. And then the oil in them is usually like seed oils. I'm like, I hate that. So you got to find the ones in glass. Not the ones with multi-sourced olive oil. Multi-sourced olive oil is just like multiple seed oils and multiple crap out there. It's difficult. I just rely on fish oils because I'm like, whatever, screw it. I'll just take my fish oils because they're done from small fish and sardines. So I'll enjoy it that way. But this guy says he ate sardines for a month long, and he says the results were surprising. His body fat was 7%. His omega-3 levels were off the charts, literally, quote, 25% higher than the visual scale goes, and 2.7% above reference range. His energy was, quote, excellent for after some tweaks. His cold resistance may be an impact of omega-3 on the thermogeneous status derivatives. Now, again, do your own homework before putting anything into your own body. He has the extra virgin olive oil, which is pretty good here. He looks a little bit too skinny, but you definitely could see muscles. And again, he writes here, sardines are not high in mercury. And again, other fish are, and you just got to be careful of. So again, WeAreChange.shop. Check it out. Support independent media. Support yourself. Do your own homework. Smokers, look up the studies of like omega-3s and smoking. Really incredible stuff. My doctor recommended it to me. I feel great, and you might too. So WeAreChange.shop. All right, let's get back to this clip here of Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna.
Everyone should watch it.
Let me ask you about that, and I will. You're on the record talking about, quote, non-human life forms that could be interdimensional beings who are visiting us. Can you just explain more to people at home what that might mean?
Yeah, so that's definitely a mouthful, but that is directly based on...
It's not that they're just visiting us, it's that they're amongst us in different kind of dimensions that we're not privy to on this worldly energetic plane that has multiple levels of energy and spaces that some we can perceive, some we cannot.
Information that we've received from witnesses, also information that we have obtained and witnessed via our investigations. There's some stuff that I can't disclose of what I have immediately seen in some of these skiffs, but what I will tell you is this is not just some crazy conspiracy theory. Obviously, there's been massive reporting, not just in the United States, but around the world. And this is something that I think everyone kind of, has always had some curiosity about. We're just simply asking the questions now publicly.
And it feels like we're building towards some sort of disclosure. I know many people are hoping that Donald Trump is president and that he's ultimately the person that allows that to happen.
That would be epic, right? So far, we don't got anything except lies about what happened with the New Jersey drone scandal, right? Trump was like, I'm going to tell you as soon as I get into office. He gets into office. He's like, I'll do it tomorrow. And then Caroline Leavitt released a statement saying, oh, yeah, it was the FAA. There were FAA drones. During the time period, the FAA was like, we don't know what this is. And now, allegedly, they did. And they were just... And if that was the case, Donald Trump should have been like, yeah, let's hold these FAA guys accountable for messing and terrorizing us. Yeah, FAA, come here. What are you doing? Why are you lying to the American people? Why are you telling us that you didn't know what was going on and that you allegedly did? That never happened. It never happened because it was a lie, right? So Trump can do some of the most epic things right now especially when it comes to alien disclosures. And if there ever was the time to do it, it would be now.
We just had the acting NASA administrator and transportation secretary, Sean Duffy, on this show moments ago. And I asked him about this, what they're calling a comet, 3I Atlas. Take a listen to his response.
The experts at NASA have said this is a comet. It walks like a comet, talks like a comet, struts like a comet. It's a comet. And I know some people have said, listen, there's alien life on here, or that at one point they said it was going to hit the Earth. Not true. But it is a fascinating comet.
There's no conspiracy.
You mentioned Kim Kardashian, so I wanted to clarify that. No, there's no conspiracy theory.
You did. All right. So, Congresswoman, NASA has yet to release the photos. They're releasing other photos every day. They blame the shutdown. They've yet to release the photos. Do you buy that from Sean Duffy?
Yeah, you know, I actually had a conversation with NASA because I was helping Avi Loeb, who's actually a Harvard astrophysicist who's been looking into this for some time.
Right.
And remember, this is going to be one of many objects that we're going to be getting through that are interstellar because of the technology that we have now. So there is some anomalies about the comet. Like, for example, it lost its tail, which is pretty much one of the first that we've ever seen. But I do believe that it's a passing through comet. And so I don't think that we are going to have any contact with any non-human intelligence yet. But it, you know, the ruling's still out there on what this is. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to.
Yeah, as of course Tucker Carlson came out and says, yeah, we have been having connection with some of these creatures, entities. Now, again, there's a lot of UFO experts and whistleblowers that are coming out that are saying, yeah, I had briefings, I can't say anything.
Proof. We have alien spaceships in our possession. We have bodies. Where and why can't I get the specifics to verify those claims?
If the President of the United States issued an executive order that absolves me of all of my TSSCI NDAs, NDAs are non-disclosure agreements. Those are the agreements we have to sign for every compartment in our SCI clearances. So if the President waives or absolves my obligation to those NDAs, and I get subpoenaed by Congress, somebody on Capitol Hill, some committee, either in the Senate or the House or the both, to reveal everything I know that I learned from my investigations, both unclassified and classified, into the legacy UAP, crash retrieval, and hardware reverse engineering and NHI programs, I would do so.
Yeah, that's a lot. I say screw it, we'll do it. Trump, dude, let's get it done. Let's reveal all the information. As some people argue, well, no, we're actually taking this alien tech, we're reverse engineering it, and we're using it to make sure that America is the strongest, best military might in the world. Now, some people also talk about how nuclear power was also allegedly technology that was provided to us by aliens. And there have been particular sightings of UAPs and aliens ever since this kind of nuclear age that we previously didn't really have, other than maybe the Book of Enoch and biblical kind of references that I'm aware of personally. Now, there was another interesting conversation with this Dr. James Latashi, as he told Jeremy Corbell that, yeah, I cannot discuss the stuff because of the NDAs that I have with the U.S. government.
Investigative journalism over the years, I came to understand that you were read into and involved in a legacy UAP program before OSAP. Do you deny that?
I can't speak to that. The only other clearance I had was a Q clearance at DO.
I'm not concerned with your clearances. I'm concerned specifically with the question of if you were involved with and read in to a legacy UFO program before OSAP. And I asked you if you would deny that. Is your response still, I can't speak about that?
I can't speak about that.
Speak about it! I want to know about it. And listen, it's tiresome. You're like, I got it. I can't tell you. I know what's going on. I can't tell you. I'm like, some people are saying this is UFO slop. This is just PR. This is just engineering. And I'm like, I don't know what to believe anymore. All I know is the government has information and they're denying it from us. That thing is clear. Now, are they doing it to psyop and psychologically manipulate us? Do you think that's happening? Or are they just like evil and incompetent? Either way. Both could be true, by the way. Now, I'm going to do a separate video because I think it's going to be funny. because Joe Rogan facetiously came out and talked about how Elon is probably an alien as he's working on SpaceX and expanding humanity. He came out and talked about how AI is going to be in charge, not human beings. This is, we have a New York Post article talking about how alien DNA is within humans right now. Yes, you heard that correctly. We'll delve into that article because there's a lot of facetious, crazy, wild stuff out there. And we're going to do our best to try to kind of break it down for you, because even though this stuff is out of this world, even though this stuff is kind of speculative, I think it is worth talking about and delving into, since there is so much that we should demand to know and to get information from our government that they're denying, that it is overwhelmingly infuriating. And if you agree, share this video. I'm going to be here for you guys checking out wearechange.shop, supporting independent media, because you do. That's why I am still here. Stay tuned for more, all here exclusively, youtube.com/wearechange.